I'd throw her out of a 747 and say, "Hey, why didn't you shoot yourself when you had the chance? Get it!"
Salmonella has some issues. He has some issues. Hey guys, alright, we are back with more Salmonella. Salmonella Academy. Dead body hijinks. These bodies are dead and they're gonna be up to something. I don't know what they're gonna be up to because I have never watched this video. That's why I'm reacting to it. I don't know why I felt I needed to explain that. I got a haircut, as you can tell. And the reason this is here right now is so that I don't look like a fucking preteen. Because I look like a fucking baby when I'm shaved and have my hair cut. So, as long as my hair is still relatively short, this is staying a little bit. Don't know why I needed to explain that either, but I just felt like it. Anyways, I'm gonna shut the fuck up and we're gonna watch some salmonella. Holy shit, that's loud. Why am I always surprised?
Kids, whether you're a precocious young lad down by the swimming hole,
Yes, of course. Those precocious young lads down at the swimming pools. Actually, because of COVID, swimming pools are closed, so I don't think there are any precocious young lads at the pools of the swimmings.
crime scene investigator.
I remember my time as a crime scene investigator. Yeah.
Everybody's got some interest in dead bodies. Yes, from Weekend at Bernie's to Weekend at Bernie's 2 to Weekend at Bernie's 3 Revelations.
The classic.
About wayward corpses have certainly carved their niche in today's media. So, I thought I'd spend a few
Also, there's that movie with Daniel Radcliffe where he's literally just a dead body for like an hour and a half. I don't know what that movie's called, but it's funny. It's enjoyable. It's a really good drunk movie.
yarns about some real-life people who were
Why am I
kept out
pausing
far
so much?
past their expiration date. Our first tale follows one Elmer McCurdy. He was an outlaw
What a
during
name.
the twilight days of the Wild West. Thanks to his former life as a miner, McCurdy acted as the demolitions expert to his little
Oh, boy.
posse, using nitroglycerin basically any time he had the faintest excuse to do so.
I mean, that just sounds like a man having a good time. Let's be real. We like to watch shit blow up.
Except he was kind of a moron, so it didn't usually go quite as planned. Gotta say, after
Oh,
peanut
no.
butter and chocolate, my favorite combination of two things is probably gross incompetence and high explosives. Example, in March of 1911, McCurdy's band of rabble-rousers found out that $4,000 were in a safe in an approaching train.
That's a lot
They
of money.
managed to stop the entire
What the fuck, Salmonella? What? What? You did not have to draw that face. He did not have to draw.
locomotive.
No.
I don't even know how you do that. Break in, hold everyone on board hostage, and locate the safe. McCurdy steps up to play.
Give me some
right?
Red Dead
Gotta
Redemption
blast
2
the thing
vibes.
Open. Except I guess the excitement kind of got to him because he ended up using like way too much nitroglycerin, like inordinate amounts. Ended up completely destroying the safe and its contents. And what few silver coins they made out with were literally melted to the frame of the safe and had to be peeled off. Anyway, he died in a shootout with police later that year, and the undertaker at the funeral home he was sent to couldn't find any next of kin on account of McCurdy being a rambling low-life varmint, so he just embalmed the hell out of him and said, "Hey boys and girls, want to see a dead criminal? Only one shiny nickel." And since LiveLeak wasn't around at the time,
the
there
fuck?
weren't many places a kid could go to stare at a corpse for a while if he or she so desired. So it actually became a pretty popular attraction. Visitors would pay their dues by physically slipping the coin into the man's mouth, and the creepy-ass undertaker would come fish him out later, probably with bare hands all slowly and sensual-like. A few years passed when a couple of guys showed up claiming to be McCurdy's brothers with a note from the local sheriff to back it up. They told the undertaker they had permission to go bury McCurdy, so he reluctantly relinquished the body to the men. Except, these guys weren't his brothers. They were just a couple of crusty freaking carnies. They shipped the body off to Kansas to become an attraction
Of
in a
course it's
traveling
freaking
show.
Kansas.
From here, McCurdy traded hands a few more times. At one point, he was exploited for this one guy's film about narcotics. It was like, yeah, this pill-popping degenerate got shot while trying to rob a pharmacy for more dope the other day. The body was super old by then, so people are like, wait, why is he all desiccated and flaky and gross? He just goes, yep, that's what happens when you do drugs, kids. Your fucking skin falls off. Stay above the influence. At some point in his journey, he ended up getting coated in wax and paint to look a little less rotty, before ending up in a warehouse in 1949. Here's
39 years his body was moving around. What?
the thing, he was in there alongside some actual wax figures, and after spending 19 years in storage,
Wouldn't it start to smell? Oh, it's kind of frozen to keep the wax.
Nobody knew he was a real corpse anymore, so he ended up getting sold in 1968
No.
as a mannequin to one Spoonie Singh, owner of the Hollywood Wax Museum.
What?
He tried to lend the guy out a couple times during his stay, but people found him too gross or unrealistic looking for whatever purposes they had in mind. So he ended up getting sold again and used as a prop of a hanged man at the Pike Amusement Zone in their Funhouse ride, with zero knowledge that he was an actual dead criminal. It wasn't until 1976, 65 years after his death, that an episode of The $6 Million Man was being filmed at the complex, and a stagehand tried to move the prop around only to have its arm break off in his hand. He was like, ugh, lousy stiff. Wait a minute, that's curious. This mannequin's got human flesh and bones inside of it. Wait a minute. Uh-oh. 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 The autopsy confirmed what everyone present at the time suspected. By this point, the body was so dried out and stale that it only weighed 50 pounds, which makes me think we should start a radical new fad diet where we just get people to mummify parts of their body. Like, Jenny, guess what? I just lost 30 pounds in 5 days. Wow, holy heck, how'd you do that? They call it the Egyptian cleanse. Anyway, with that,
I have no words. He was an okay fake
McCurdy
person.
was finally laid to rest back in his homeland of Oklahoma, and that film crew's lives were never the same again. Flashback to late 18th century.
Oh, another one.
There lived a physician by the name of Luigi Galvani. This guy was a big deal. He's the dude who discovered that, hey, animals got electricity in them. And his legacy still survives today in words like galvanize. One of his most famous experiments was the one where he used static electricity to make frog legs twitch on command. Around these parts, we call that the French salute. Ha
No, Sam, no.
Stereotypes funny. Well, in 1803, his nephew, Giovanni Aldini, said, hey, that's pretty nifty and all, but what if we tried it on people? So the city of London was like, hey, now you're thinking with portals. One freshly executed criminal coming up. Aldini gathered a crowd and applied 2 diodes to the corpse's head, causing his face to scrunch up and one eye to flick open. Aldini was a showman though, he wanted some real action, so he then put the current through opposite points in the body, which made the whole thing flail around like Pinocchio in heat. Now today we know
No!
he was just exciting the dead muscles, right? But the people who were watching had no idea what was going on. So they were like, Jesus Christ, this guy's a fucking necromancer. Quick, go get grandma, maybe we can get in the will after all. Fun fact, this experiment actually ended up serving as inspiration for Mary Shelley's Frankenstein, which makes me wonder what other famous novels were based on real life events. Was a white whale ever pursued by a vengeful sea captain? Was there actually a mentally handicapped migrant worker who liked hugging rabbits to death? Was there ever a human...
Yeah, no, probably. I mean, think of the time period, it just would not have been addressed by, people. They would probably just, as what happens at the end of Mice and Men, Bang. Get out over the lake for the rabbits, George.
Soul as profoundly asinine and willfully ignorant as Amelia Bedelia. God, I hate her glassy-eyed face so fucking much. I just want to mash it into a running waffle maker, be like, huh, isn't that ironic? Grab her by her vacant fucking head, throw her out of a 747 and say, hey, why didn't you shoot yourself when you had the chance? Get it! And
Salmonella has some issues. He has some issues.
Anyway, one thing we learned today is the importance of reputability. And just as you wouldn't want some dirty carnies jacking your stiff, phrasing, you certainly wouldn't want the same fate to befall your valuable online information.
That's a smooth transition into his ad. Wow, a minute-long ad for Dashlane? Huh. Okay. Of course, if you guys want to... If you want to watch the ad, go for it. There's not going to be any historical information in the ad, so I'm not going to react to it. Of course, I am a good person, or at least I think I am. I like to think I am. So, for transparency, since people have mentioned it before, this was a long time ago when someone mentioned this, but I do finish these videos if they have ads, because I do believe in giving content creators their watch time. So I just don't react to it because it doesn't have the historical information in it for me to react to. So, yeah. And also, those sponsors aren't paying me, they're paying him. So, they're not gonna get a spot on my channel. Again, another thing I feel like I didn't need to explain, but I did it anyway. There's something wrong up here today. Goddamn. Yeah, messing with dead bodies. That's definitely that's a thing humans like to do for some reason. Don't know why we do, but we do. We have an interest in the dead. No clue why. I don't think we'll ever know why. At least I don't think I'll ever know why, and I don't think I want to know why. But I do love explosions, though. So, I can relate to the first guy. I probably would have put that many... If I had that much nitroglycerin to open a safe, I would have done the same. I would have put that much. I like blowing shit up is fun. Yeah, that was the salmonella video for today. I hope you guys enjoyed. Remember to leave a suggestion down for... Remember to leave a suggestion down below for what you want to see me react to next, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.